Did you know that we were all born with not only power and wisdom and knowledge that we require to heal our bodies, our minds, and our souls? And I will think it's so interesting that so many of us look outside of ourselves for healing when really all we ever have to do is look within ourselves. But sometimes when we're a kid or young adult, something happened to us and that we weren't really able to kind of like find the balance in or understand the reasoning why something happened. And it really kind of gets us off track thinking of where before we could heal ourselves, but now we can't. We have to go to outside sources. And so this is a great way to kind of bring in some new understanding about how to activate your own body's healing mechanism. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and I'm an intuitive psychic medium, and I love about talking about this. So if you have any questions, make sure you post them below and subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you comment and tell me all about it, and I may do a video for you, or I may be contacting you directly. So one of the things is it's really important to understand that we were really born. This is the way all of us were born, with that amazing, beautiful, like wisdom and power within us to bring healing. And we have this knowledge. And so many times people say like, wow, this child is like old soul or has that old energy with them, or things that you're just kind of like, I don't know why I know this, I just do. Sometimes that's that inner power, that inner knowledge, that knowledge that is within us of how to heal and bring in peace and harmony to what's around us. And a lot of times we get off track, and it doesn't mean it's our fault. Sometimes it's things that happen to us. Sometimes it is our fault. It's our thinking's off, or that we were taught how to think incorrectly to what's around us, or how to reconnect to that. I will tell you, kind of one of the big things is really understanding that negative energy is all around us constantly, and all we really require doing is releasing that negative energy. Anything that's a negative energy in us eventually will feel like it's a pain, and that's kind of like drawing our attention to it. Like if it's our elbow, it's like now we have a pain in our elbow and we have to fix or heal this. But a lot of times what we end up doing is going to the medicine cabinet and we take a pill or something like that to kind of alleviate the pain. But the pain was drawing our attention to something that was wrong. And it's one of those, sometimes it's a literal pain, like we got hit there and now we need to heal this. Sometimes it is a psychic energy. So something about what this joint means psychically is calling our attention. We want you to understand this. We want you to heal this. That pain and everything else eventually kind of changes. If it's not cleared up, eventually it will turn into a dis-ease. Oh, my elbow always hurts during this time frame, or I always have just a bad elbow, or something like that. People will say that, and then eventually it'll go into a disease. You'll have, well, I have chronic pain in my elbow. There's nothing the doctors can do or anything else. It's because that energy sat there for way too long, and we have got to step up into our own healing and our own protection of our body. And releasing old, stale energy is the number one thing that we've got to do. Any dis-ease in our body that's making you miserable is showing you where the issue is. Just understand that. Like it's showing you, it's kind of like, here's the problem. This is what we need to do. Healing, there are things that we can do to heal today, right now, if you're ready. It's one of those old thoughts, old ideas, and old issues that you've been carrying or thinking around you, is kind of really the understanding. It's kind of like that's where it stems from. What is the old thinking? Where is that old energy? And this can be something that you can start to write down as you think about like the pain in your arm. What are your arms meant to do? It's all about embracing. So what have you not been embracing in your world? And it's kind of like when you think about that, it's like, wow, that's an interesting thing. What am I not embracing? What am I not wanting to bring into me? And so that can kind of start bringing up some new thinking. And then if there's any old thinking in there, it's like, well, this old thinking tells me that I shouldn't bring in new things. Oh, so maybe that's an issue. So let's put that aside for a minute. And what else is the old thinking bringing up for me? And a lot of times these are those life lessons that you're like, wow, I had no idea this was the message. I had no idea what this was trying to teach me. Trying to learn about this energy can be so amazing. And a lot of times, once you start thinking about that joint or that idea, or really what that organ was supposed to be doing, that will really open you up into healing that area. I will tell you, activating healing in that area starts with just changing your thinking. There's way other things that we can try, and I'll do another video on like kind of the next stages of what to try next. But this one's kind of like that first one, kind of like, what are the emotional information that's in there? As you think about how you injured it, or why does it hurt, what's happening prior to that injury or that pain coming up for you, what's happening before that. And once you start getting your head wrapped around that, like, this is a really interesting concept. Now that makes it so much easier. Now that makes it so much easier to understand, why am I not healing? Because I keep thinking this way. So I've got to get rid of this old thinking and bring in new thinking, new terminology, new energy. And as you do, it may not heal it 100% because it's been there so long, it's now into a disease, but it can start to ease it. Now, if you get this early on, when it's just kind of like more of an annoyance, it's kind of like it's just a little bit of a pain, or it just hurts once in a while, you might be able to heal this 100%. But it's all about thinking how you change, and changing that damaged thinking into something that's better and amplified, and can bring in some amazing healing, not only to you, but to other people around you. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.